Good afternoon. Welcome to my electronics bench, humble though it may be. What we've got here is my troublesome 1200 XL Atari 8-bit computer that doesn't want to behave. So I've been doing all manner of troubleshooting, chip swapping, etc. Probing the circuit board with a logic probe looking for obvious symptoms. So far I haven't really found anything. Tonight, finally, I started removing chips one by one and very carefully examining the contacts underneath some of the ones that I hadn't been paying a lot of attention to, notably the pokey chip. So tonight, while cleaning the board, I noticed that pin 7 on pokey wasn't making very good contact. Specifically, I noticed that the wipe on the crappy single wipe sockets that Atari used seemed to be bent and not making good contact. I'll show you more specifically here in a second. Okay, so here is the socket, the factory socket that Atari installed way back in 1983, and you can see that each socket has a single metal, what's called wipe, to provide contact with the legs of the chip. And pin 7, right there in the center of your field of view, doesn't look the same as the others. That's because, for some reason, over time, that piece of metal, the fold has gotten bent such that the leg of the chip, that particular leg on the chip doesn't make good contact. So now when I've reinserted the chip and try to boot, I get 2 clicks as the machine tries to boot, and it cannot. So what I've got here is a logic probe that I was using to test various points on the board, and you'll see that if I measure each of the chips, each of the pins on the chip, I'm getting a signal. Except pin 7. Pin 7 isn't making good contact. However, if I push the leg of the chip, I get contact. So let's see what happens if I boot the machine while providing. So what I'm going to try to do now is boot the Atari while I'm pressing pin 7. So pardon the camera, because I need 3 hands to do this. And what do you know? I'm pushing on the leg of the pin against the contact in the crappy socket. I'm getting a signal like I'm supposed to. The machine is booting. If I pull the pin, or take the logic probe off of the pin, contact is broken and the machine locks up. Apply pressure, and the color cycle starts again. So, no matter what else is wrong with this machine, and there's probably other things, the sockets need to be replaced.